at that fish!
What is up? Welcome to the Smalley Talk podcast. This is your host, Josh Rinko. Already dealing with some shit talking in the comments. Can't even be 3 minutes late, and people just start going off. And of all people, Jeff Daly over here, he specifically said he was not going. He like went out of his way to make a negative comment on Instagram. Ruined my day. Just like I was like pouting around all day, and then he comes on here as the first commenter. So, what's up, Jeff? And Jeff's got I don't think we haven't really given him official permission for this. It's really Chris over me, but I think Jeff's gonna have a little spin-off podcast, Wet Boy Nation podcast. So I'm not sure exactly what that's gonna be. It sounds like it could be it could go a couple different directions, and they're all bad directions. So we'll see what that ends up being. But so Chris is he's out tonight. I gave him first right of refusal, text him, said, "Hey, I want to do a pod." And he's like, "Nah, man, I'm in Washington on vacation with the family." Lame excuse, I know, but he can't make it tonight. So I hopefully he's out there, getting some smallmouth. I don't know. I know the plan was to at least partake in some fishing while he's out there. So I texted a couple guys that have been avid followers for a long time, and got a chance. I've met both of them recently for the first time, and they both just won a tournament too. Won a team tournament. And then Dylan took the first place at the Kayak Adventure Series. Jason, I feel like every time I see a social media post, he's screenshotting a tournament win. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but he just local hammer, Ohio hammer. Welcome on, Dylan Rupp and Jason Myers. What's up, boys?
What up, brother?
I'm not joking, Jason. I feel like every time I see you post, you're like, "Yeah, I just took the win." Either that or you're posting a 20-inch smallmouth. What gives, dude? What do you got going on over there? You shocking fish?
I've had a pretty good year so far.
Sounds like it.
I've learned how to actually catch them in a kayak instead of hooking them and them getting off.
Yeah, I specifically remember, gosh, this was probably, was it 2025? This is probably like 2009, 2008. It was I just got my first kayak, and I remember I floated the Tippecanoe River, but it wasn't like the good part of the Tippecanoe. It was like the shitty part that I should have never been going on. But I remember like floating all day, and I got like 2 bites. And they were while I was like out of my kayak, like waiting, I wasn't like actually in my kayak. And I remember thinking, like, man, I don't know if I'm ever going to actually catch a fish while I'm in my kayak. Little did I know, tens of thousands of fish later, it's not but it is tricky to land them in the kayak. I will say that.
So. Yeah. It took me 2.5 years to figure it out. And sure, I've figured it out for the most part.
Yeah. Go ahead.
There's still some days that I lose a lot of fish.
Yeah, the one thing like with kayak fishing in a river, it's like one of the most frustrating things on the face of the planet. Like, and the motor and pedal thing have eliminated a lot of a lot of the like real frustration. But dude, there's nothing like hooking a fish and getting like blown under a tree and all your rods are catching stuff and you're going past all these good spots. Like, and it's usually like a 14-inch fish or something stupid
Yeah.
like that. You're like just trying to get it in. Your rods are all tangled up. Like it can be infuriating. So I feel your pain. But dude, what's like I want to get into it with both of you guys. I guess first off, congratulations on the team win. That was no surprise. Zero surprise. No surprise. But I want to hear about it because I purposefully did not listen to that Kayak Bass Nation. Besides the fact that those guys, like, I don't even know what they're doing these days. Like, I feel like that show's on like once every like 2 months. So I don't know what's going on at the end. But I want to hear. I heard a little bit of it's fallen. I wanted to go fish that tournament. I saw the river was up. Saw it was muddy. I knew Dylan wouldn't be doing his swim thing, in that.
Not at all.
I want to hear. I'll let Jason go first. Since Dylan won, I'll let him go last. Jason, tell me how that whole thing played out.
I had I had been fishing this same stretch since early May, and we got a cold snap. It's a spawning area is what it is, and we got a cold snap had come in, and it kept them there. And I was getting, I think Dylan and I fished a team tournament the weekend before, and we had 90, I think almost 94 inches in the team tournament the weekend before, and on the same stretch. I think it was 2 weeks before. But I went back and checked on those fish the Sunday before, and I fished 3 hours, and I had over 90 inches, and I just left it alone for the whole week. And I knew that when we went there, I felt that both of us were going to get over 90 inches in just the 5 hour evening session. It didn't happen. And I think I ended up with 86 or 87, and Dylan had, I think, low 80s. And then, I went back to that same spot, and Dylan made the right move and went to the other spot.
Well, so I know obviously the river conditions were probably par for the course with that river. It seems like every time I see pictures of it, it's got a stain to it. But I guess
it fishes great though when it's up and muddy. I mean,
well, I like fish. Yeah, up and muddy, dude. People complain about that, and I'm like, yeah, it sucks.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
So how did you feel like being the local? Obviously, it brings a whole different dynamic with like how many people were like on your water. Did you feel like were you like fighting the urge to like get away from people? Did that stretch you have, was it kind of isolated? Like how was that playing into your game plan?
The stretches I fish, there's not a lot of people fish them. I mean, they're short and they're small, and if you don't, I mean, the stretch we fish is only half mile long, and
oh dang,
there's one riffle in the whole stretch. So it's not a place where normal river fishermen want to go fish.
It's interesting. I hate beating up short stretches, so that means I know what you're doing, a different kind of fishing than what I'm doing. That's for sure. I'm a like run and gun, type of guy. I'm trying to like.
Well, this one little stretch. I mean, if everybody knows, I run electronics on my kayak, and there's all kinds of offshore shit that everyone just passes. I mean, it's just, if you haven't ran electronics through there, you don't know there's 6 rock piles right in the middle of the river.
Yeah, that's cool. There's hidden stuff, especially when it's muddy, can play because you can't. There's no way you're seeing it if it's down low. I mean, I've found some stuff like that because I don't run electronics on the river, but like when it's super low and clear, sometimes that's when you're like, oh, that's why I always catch fish there because there's that there. So, so Dylan, tell us about trying to throw swim baits in muddy water. How'd that go for you, bud?
It didn't. I mean, it didn't go
I know
well
you.
at all.
I know you started throwing
It's
one. Don't even
so
act like you didn't.
no. I have a chartreuse like TK that I throw that I caught. So I pre-fished the day before, and I ended up catching a what was it? A 20 on like something like this. It was chartreuse. It's called Lime Shock, and just throwing it with no bill, glide mode, bringing it off of next to some reeds, but it hit it in probably about 6 to 8 foot of water. So I think I pulled that fish a long ways for that bait. But other than that, man, that was the big fish. Besides that fish, tournament wise, all came on chatterbait. It pisses me off with dirty water. The only thing I can get them to eat in dirty water, the pink lemonade, that color does real well, but like top water, that's it. Throwing a crawler, I can get them to eat that, but this whole year has been very bad for me, as in, doing what I want to, but I have to improvise, and I fish with Jason, and literally I did not throw the chatterbait for the longest time at all. I just wouldn't do it. I would throw like the Jacob Wheeler, spring ding, or I would throw a Lucky Craft crankbait, but otherwise than that, man, it's been kind of a shitty year. I know that sounds stupid, but
I used to be the same way with the chatterbait, dude. I had a spring trip where somebody else was fishing it on the same boat as me, and I was finally like, "All right, dude, give me one of those. I'm gonna throw this thing." And then I was like, "Okay, yeah, I see why people throw this. Like it's something about. I even think like jackhammers. I mean, Evos are close too, but like I don't know what it is about a jackhammer, but dude, they freaking just like they're just big fish baits. Like they're just one of those. I'd say even similar to a swim bait, you just don't get a lot of dinks on it, and they work. I mean, I don't really throw them in clear water as much, but like if that water is like 18 inches or lower visibility, dude, I'm probably gonna be chucking one. It's just kind of like how it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how that day of that tournament, that second day, but just I threw the TK. I caught a fish on the TK. It was 17 and a half inches, and which is kind of pathetic. I on a 6.5 inch bait, I catch that caliber of fish, but then I throw the Evo with a Zaco on the back in my smallest. I caught probably 2 or 3 that were probably like 15, 16 inches, but I caught 8 in one day, 8 fish Ohio's on that jackhammer. And
Is that
that's
a
stupid.
19 incher or 18 incher?
What is it?
The
18
fish
inch.
Ohio fish. 18.
Oh, it's 18. So I caught that day of the tournament. I caught 5, 6 19s that day, 19 and a quarter or better, and 3 18 like and a halves.
Yeah, I know. Those days on a local river like that, I've never fished that river, but that's you don't get that every day. So
No,
it's
you don't.
probably
You
pretty
don't.
cool to get it during a tournament. I bet that felt freaking awesome.
Put it this way, I don't think I'll ever. Now, I've had some fall days where I'm throwing a glide bait and it's gotten bananas, and I've gotten like 95, like I think maybe 96 inches. And, but to have that many fish like that, yeah, I don't think I'll ever do it, let alone just without a tournament, especially in a tournament. It just, yeah.
Sometimes
Too
tournaments like make things happen though. I feel like I don't know. I don't know if it's just like if it's the angler or what, but like I fish harder during a tournament for sure. Like to the point where like physically afterwards I like feel the difference between like just fishing, fun. Get done with fishing a tournament, I'm like, oh my god, I need a nap, dude. Like I just like
hard.
freaking worn out.
I just didn't want to let. So my second day, the move was because I knew if I fished with Jason, the area we were fishing is just so small and it's congested. It's like, even I knew we would just have it to ourselves, but I was just like, man, I'm going to go somewhere else, because I was freaking out. I was like, not even for the individual. I only got into the individual because I knew I would cash a check in the team tournament with them. So why the fuck wouldn't you get into the individual if
Yeah.
you know that you're going to cash a check? So I was like, man, I cannot let him down. Like I just can't do
Jason's
it.
like, you
There's
son
a
of a
lot.
bitch.
There's a lot of pressure, and I put in there, and man, it paid off.
That's cool though, dude. I was super pumped to like. It was kind of like, I honestly didn't even check the standings on Friday. It was like Saturday, whatever. And I was like, oh my God, Dylan's winning it. And I think I texted you something about, I don't know if the tournament was over or not, but I was like, I was pumped, dude.
I
It's
think
like,
you did. Yeah.
yeah, I was pumped just to see guys that I'm buddies with do well in those things, because it's the same difference, when I'm doing well in something, people text me and it feels good to get, that like just encouragement, so it was cool, man. It was neat to see. Did you guys, Jason, did you like I know you've fished more tournaments than Dylan, right? Is that fair to say? What did you think of that format, like the Friday night into Saturday thing?
Yeah, I liked it because,
Yeah.
I mean, basically if you screwed up on Friday, you had a chance to, like Dylan, to make it up on Saturday.
Yeah. I agree. It's definitely, it's weird. Like when you compare it to like those Bassmaster and Hobies where it's like a 2-day 10 fish thing,
Mm-hmm.
that like day 2, if you have a good day 1, it's just a weird thing. Like the one in Minnesota I just fished, I was like, I crushed them on Friday. Like I was like, it's like 95 3/4, I think is what I had on Friday night. And it was like Saturday, I was like, well, I don't have to go out and catch 5. Like I need to catch like 2 or 3, and like the pressure feels way less because of that. Flip that on the first one I fished in Wisconsin, and like I was struggling for a limit, and then it's like, oh shit, I need to like fish hard on Saturday, but I still felt like it was anybody's tournament at that point, because you can catch 5 big ones on Saturday, no problem.
A perfect example is what I did during the tournament. You know what I mean? It's like I shit the bed the first day. I think my biggest fish was an 18 1/4, and I ended up calling that fish out. But yeah, the first day, if you come in there, like you said, 90, if you have what you had 95 3/4, you literally can swing for the fences the next day.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Nice. And I'll tell you what, if I don't know if I'm going to make it to the Susky next week. I talked to the old lady about it because I'm going this weekend, but she already knows that I'm potentially going to go up there. And if I can get any bit of clear water, and especially when we fish on Friday, and if it's decently clear, oh man, I'm throwing glide baits the whole that whole evening on Friday. And then if I shit the bed, then I know what I need to do. I just need to stick a jackhammer in my hand or something.
Well, and that's kind of what I think. It's like Friday for me is like, I just want to get a couple big bites. So the spot that I go to, I'm not necessarily trying to get 5. Like, even if you don't get a limit on Friday, like, who cares?
Yeah.
You just want a couple that stick. You want like that 19 and a half, 20, whatever. I mean, depends on where you're fishing, obviously, what you're going for. But at the upper Mississippi, I knew it was like, I'm going to have multiple 20s to win this thing. So I just wanted, one really big fish. And the place I went to was like, I mean, I don't know how much you guys listen to the recap podcast, but I
listened to
it was like one of those, I went there thinking there was a possibility I was going to have it all to myself. And then I get there's like 9 dudes crammed in this like little area. And I was like, oh my God, dude. I mean, I think I did a good job looking back on it. Like I didn't let it get to my head. But at that point I was like, well, I really am fishing for like 1 or 2 fish here. Cause there's no way I'm going to I can't pick this thing apart, like there's just, I'm fishing behind people. There's people swinging in front of me, going this side, going that side. There's people going downstream, upstream. There's like people everywhere. So it was like, and it wasn't a big area, but yeah. Either way, you guys should go up there because both of you, like,
Oh yeah.
the type of fisherman that you are, you guys would like. I can't even describe what it's like. Like you just got to go do it, and there's other places in the world that can imitate that, like with Susky's probably the closest, but then you have like your St. Lawrence and St. Clair's and Mille Lacs. But the way you're catching those fish, like I mean, you're catching them in 2-3 foot of water, top water.
You're not catching them. You're not catching them like Bailey just did at what's it
Yeah,
called?
no.
You know what I mean? It's
live
he
scoping.
fought for dude, fighting for those fish out there in that big water. I couldn't do it. That's where Jason is like he can fish any possible way, lakes, rivers, creeks, whatever.
Yeah. I wish I was like somewhat. I mean, I fished plenty of big water, but it was before the advent of like the electronics played a huge part in it, like it does now. And I definitely feel like I would like to learn that. So maybe I just need to go fish Jason for a whole season and learn the ways of the master. So
you gotta get you a. Well, you probably get a boat, bring your boat out into big water, but like my PA-14, I used to fish out of the river in a PA-14 religiously. You can ask Jason, you can ask Ryan. It literally, I'm dragging that thing around. We went to the Susky, and what creek is that? What's the Juniana? How do you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Juniata, and I was dragging that thing up those ledges and stuff, man. And I'm keeping up with them, but still, it was a pain. But I seen what's it called? Yak Attack has that new center drive.
Yeah,
did you see that they're gonna put? I was like, dude, that I don't. A bow mount would be nice, but then you got to do a bunch of drilling. You got to do a bunch of all that. That thing right there, it's got spot lock. And I'm like, man, that's going to be fun to go out to, where Mikey and fishes and all them. It's not a secret. Presque Isle Bay. I mean, I want to go out there so bad.
Yeah, I definitely want to go out there. Jason, do you still have your boat?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I say it's hard to like get away from a boat when at certain places, certain times of the year, it definitely is like a nice. I love kayak fishing, but a boat's definitely nice and cushy on water like that.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, we go up north. That's where it's at. It's taking the boat.
Yeah, I want to go up to St. Clair with you for sure. Because that's where you go. Don't you go to St. Clair a decent amount?
We didn't go this year, but normally we go up a couple times a year.
Yeah, that's a good time for sure. Well,
have you fished there yet?
Me?
Have you fished St. Clair?
Yeah, I have. I fished St. Clair, but it's been a long time ago, and it was before I was like really into smallmouth. And to be honest, like I wasn't near as good of a fisherman as I am now. So it'd be fun to go up there and just like I would go up with someone that knows what they're doing. I'm not going to go blind.
Dude, yeah, I'm telling you what, that place is. I went up there with Ryan. I think Slayton went with us, and Ryan was throwing. They were on beds. Some of them were pre-spawn. Some were on beds. And I took my TK, that same bait. I put a lip in it, and it cranks down. And I was just dredging that grass, man, and just ripping it through the grass. And dude, Ryan's like, I can't believe you're catching smallmouth on a, TK, dredging it through the grass. And
that sounds pretty fun.
You can catch them any way. Like I went up, it started getting a little shitty, and we went up a little bit more shallow. I threw another glide bait up there, catching like a 4-pound largemouth. I mean, I know Slayton was kind of getting beat up from the waves. He went back in the channels and stuff and just was smacking the largemouth. I mean, that place it's got a really underrated. I know we don't
Yeah,
like.
I don't want to hear about this
No.
largemouth, dude. What podcast are you on? Yeah.
I'm giving the what's it called? Sinclair its respect. It's got all around such good fishery.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah,
It's
I mean, it's
insane.
one of the most heralded, smallmouth fisheries in the world, really. But
It's the new Great Lakes. One of the new Great Lakes.
yeah, it is connected for sure. Jason, give me a little bit of just, what have you been doing this year? Like, what's your go-to stuff? How you been finding these big fish? Give me some juice.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, most
better
of
tread lightly.
Look at him. He's like, I don't know how much I should say.
that jackhammer, but I never throw a minnow trailer on a jackhammer. It's always a crawl trailer. And
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever thrown a jackhammer like a Z-Crawl Junior.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It has it has a crazy action to it versus a minnow trailer. I mean, you just pull it just a little bit and that thing just goes crazy. I've caught the last 220 that I've caught, both been on glides. Funny story about the one on Sunday. So I'm throwing one of those 6-inch whopper ploppers, just burning the bank, and I backlast, and my line snapped, and my plopper went up there to the bank. So I'm motoring up to it, and I'm up in probably 18 inches of water. I look over, and there's a 20-inch smallmouth, and I grabbed that glide, and all I did was unhook it from my reel, laid it in front of it, twitched it twice, and it hit it.
Oh, that's so sick.
Jackhammer mostly, and recently the water, we're getting muddy water, it's getting clearer. I've been throwing a jig a lot too. I've been getting a lot of fish on a jig.
So what's your, like, the lures are fine. I'm not a big lure guy. Like,
yeah,
I'm under the belief that it's not what you throw, it's where you throw it and how you throw it. There's only so much truth to that. But like, what's your, like, we're in the dog days of summer, right? It's like we're hot, it's steaming hot water. Like, what are you doing? I will say this. Don't tell me about morning, dawn, and dusk. Tell me about middle of the day. If you started fishing at 11 o'clock on a hot and sunny day, what are you doing? How are you approaching that?
Well, we had our little tournament on, was it Saturday or Sunday, Dylan? I don't know.
Saturday. I don't want to talk about it.
So I absolutely railroaded them all day long. And what I was fishing was a channel swing, and I found the wind was blowing the opposite direction the current was going. And those fish stayed on that bank all day long. And it was a deeper bank, 6 to 10 foot of water. And as the day went on, from I'd say daylight till 11 o'clock, it was a jackhammer bite. And then the wind just slowed down just a little bit. And that's when I went to the jig. And they, instead of being up in that 3 or 4 foot of water, they were out there in that 6 to 10 foot of water. And I was just, and they were completely out of the current and just in the little eddies on that bank.
So do you, when you're fishing like that, like it breaking down your river, do you find yourself fishing more like spots, like where you're like, I found fish in the spot, I'm going to fish it more like a lake? Like, yes. Do you kind of hammer spots like that?
Yeah, Dylan's fished. I'll skip 3 miles of river. And yeah, I have a milk run on just about every little section I have. I skip miles and miles of the river. just to get to that next rock pile.
Yeah, that's like very interesting. I kind of will do that at times, but this is my brain when I'm like in the river. It's like I'm like, oh, I really want to get down to this next spot. I'm gonna put my rod up and I'm gonna motor till I get to this spot. And I get like 100 yards down the river. I'm like, oh, that looks too good. Sorry. And then I like get my rod back out. I can't just like blow past stuff unless it's like wintertime, or even fall where it's like the fish are really concentrated. Summer, I just feel like the next cast could bring a 20, because a lot of times they just aren't where you expect them to be in the summer. I don't know. That's just me. But
I have multiple spots I have hidden away in my head where I know that I catch a 20. And then I know there's spots that the biggest I've ever caught there is an 18. And they've always been all 18s. But I mean, there's a spot, Dylan knows where it's at. There's 6 rock piles.
Drop some pins for us, bud. That's all you gotta do.
there's 6 rock piles, and this is a big. You'd hate it. It's a big section of the river, and there's hardly any current. And it's only good when the river's really, really low, like summer low, when we're just begging for rain, and because normally our river runs.
They don't have anywhere to go.
2.4, but that's what the gauge. That's our average is 2.4. But when we get down to 1.6, these rock piles are absolutely just loaded. And this is a spot that Dylan's talking about. He's had days where he's pulled up and caught 95 inches. There's this one rock pile I've pulled up on a couple of times, and I've caught 95, 96 inches off of it in 30 minutes.
That's pretty fun.
I think that's where Dylan caught his first. He caught his first night fish last year off one of the rock piles.
Oh yeah, on that crawler.
Yeah.
That was the first. That was the experience for you. I threw that crawler out, that NZ crawler, which is 3 ounces, massive. I mean, it's the biggest crawler you can get. It's made by Depths, and I just throw that thing out, hits the water, and I think we had a little bit of light on the water. Did we still have, or was it pretty dark?
It was pretty dark.
It was pretty dark, and it just you didn't hear a shotgun blast like you normally think you would. It just slurped that thing down, and it was this. What was it? It was like a 19 and a quarter.
It was almost 20. Yeah,
it was
19 3/4.
Yeah, that's fun.
Before
I forget, I want to shout out to JT Hickman. I don't know if you guys know him or not. He's a Fishing with Gramps guy.
Yeah, Gramps.
Yeah. He had a recent emergency heart surgery, and just wanted to let him know. He just commented, so I don't know if he's still on here, but just wanted to give him a shout out. He's a good dude, great fisherman, and can't wait to get him back in the fold. I told him he's got seat on my jet boat in his first trip out, because that's lower physically demanding. You can stand, be on the back deck. I got a seat for him and everything. So
didn't he had recently had a heart attack, or was it before it was right before he couldn't go to Wisconsin, right?
Yeah. Well, Minnesota. Yeah. He was supposed to go.
Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah. He was supposed to go, and it was like something was happening. Something weird was going on. Next thing you know, they're doing like open heart surgery on him. So it was not a great time, but yeah, I just want to give him a shout out. We love JT on the pod for sure. Great guy, always positive. So Dylan, I'm gonna have Oliver Nye on here sooner than later to talk about swim bait. So I don't want to make this the swim bait episode.
Yeah,
but by the way, you can
talk to me about it if you're going to talk to Oliver. Don't even talk to me about it.
I was gonna say you can hop on and nerd out with him if you want. But
shit, I might, because I just would want to. I probably got some questions. It wouldn't even be me giving advice. It'd be me just shooting him questions.
Well, yeah, he's obviously one of the major swim bait guys. And honestly, dude, I met him at Columbus, and we hit it off, traded baits and shirts or hats and stuff. And but anyways, enough of that. We're not gonna. This isn't about Oliver. You're the expert on the pod right now. So I want to know, like, what's your? Obviously, you have this like very swim baiter-ish collection behind you. That's such a swim bait thing, dude. I'm gonna hang all my baits in my background so everybody can see it.
100%. So you can just see how much money I waste and don't use. And you want to talk about paperweights, dude? Jesus.
Well, I mean, swim baits are cool. I mean, if you're gonna have something hanging on your wall, that's not the worst thing.
Put it this way. The thing is, what I think of it is I've used most of these. Now, have I used them for more than an hour? No. Most of them I haven't. There's some that's just like a color of a jackhammer that you're gonna stick to. It's just they can make all these new colors. You'll throw that for an hour. If you don't get bit, you're really not gonna have confidence in it, and you're just gonna lose that. But most of this is really, that's the mega bass stuff. That's all 110s that I go crazy over, which I've kind of slowed that down.
I bet you'll like this one. Hang on, I got a 110 for you that you'll like. Check this out.
See if I can tell you what it is. Yeah, that's the bass. What do they call that one?
That's a smallmouth.
No, it's not smallmouth. It's the largemouth bass. I can't remember what they call it though.
But you could only buy it at one place at one time though.
It was at the It was at the Classic.
It was.
Yeah.
I got it that and a mag draft that's still in the package. So
hold on, let me find it. Let's see here real quick.
Mag drafts suck, by the way, dude.
Matt, what'd you say?
I hate mag drafts now, dude.
Why? Because you started pouring your own?
Yes, I like it much better.
Here you go. This is the that perch one that was at the Classic too.
Okay, they have like
Fine Arts. It's called. Yeah, it's just super. What is it called? It's Fine Arts Neon Perch.
Okay. Yeah, that was that year. I just went to the Classic, and actually, honestly, somebody had messaged me. They're like, "Hey, dude, will you pick me up one of those?" And I was like, "I don't." So I was buying one for them. I was like, "Well, I should probably buy one for me too." I could probably like flip it if I don't want to keep it.
Dude, that's what I was about to say. So all these baits, every single one of these, even these 110s, it is. I will get my money, what I paid for it, out of it for sure, if not more. These are never going down in value. I mean, I guess if we hit a recession in swim baits or something, but
if he gets canned at UPS, he's just gonna sell his whole swim bait collection. Babe, we're gonna be able to live a year on this,
dude. Realistically, yeah, it's so they always have value. Everything that I have, even if I use it, it has value. I'm going to give a little juice right here. And the only reason I'm giving this up is because Jason knows this and Ryan and all of them know this. You cannot get this, so don't worry about it. The only way is you can mimic it. This is the greatest. You see that, Jason?
Hold up closer.
Hold on. I gotta hold on. I gotta get my.
Okay, so that's a 110 then.
Oh yeah.
So this right here, I'm telling you, there is not a single jerkbait in the country that will outfish that color for smallmouth. I swear to God.
Signal Impact.
What is it?
The Signal Impact.
No, it will not outfish this, Jason. I am sorry, but this is Sunset Teaser, and this is just a little. This is juice right here, man. I'm telling you.
Well, so if you. This is why I was going to ask you this earlier. I want you to give me your top 3 river smallmouth swim baits. So if you could only take 3 with you for a year, so you have to fish all year. All right, you can only take 3. What are you taking?
I'm gonna grab them for you. Let me see here. All right, got that. Where's that?
Dude, he's nerding out, Jason.
I am. I gotta hide my chubby.
I think I know too.
I'm gonna guess one of them before you
okay,
go it.
okay. Hold on. Go ahead and Jason doesn't get the guess. You guess see how many you can guess out of those 3 that you think they are.
Well, I know one of them's got to be a throwback Metro because I feel like you throw that thing all the
There
time.
you go. Yeah,
and if I'm gonna guess a color, it's pink lemonade, but I don't know.
Nah.
If,
It's okay, so this one I don't got the Metro on me because I have all my Metros upstairs. I got like 15 of them. And I got but this is the retro.
That's like a
That's
perch.
the this is the retro. So it's bigger. I'm just showing it as in that is so yes, the Metro became my number 1 over the last year. Second, what do you think it is? I've talked about.
I mean,
I've
heard you talk about TK a lot, so I'm gonna call it
TK.
TK.
So the TK right there.
And that's the one you can change. Like you can put the lip on. It's like a modular swim bait.
Sorry, this is a manual lens.
That's an IU. Yeah, that's the color you sent me.
This is
as like
this is the color that you've been. You're welcome, by the way. That you've been killing it on, or you guys. That's a popular color for you guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, those last like 5 minutes when we put them up. So.
Yeah, so this right here, that is second, but this overall, my whole fishing swim bait that I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years, this has been number 1.
And that's a JDM bait, right?
JDM. It's very easy to get now, a lot easier. Not this color, but what I run is, so no lip. I have the tail flipped up. It's like smooth on top. So it flips.
What does that make it do when you have that?
So when the tail is so hard, can you see that ribbed a little bit? Like the reflection in the light? How it's ribbed?
Ribbed for your pleasure. Yes.
Yeah, ribbed for it. So when it comes like that, and with the lip in, it's just a tight walk. And when you flip it, it makes it
like a more traditional glide.
A glide, yes. And then I have 1 gram of weight in the front hook hanger. That is killer. Second bait has got to be your resin Chad.
I've never thrown a Chad before. I definitely have not thrown a resin one, but I've been tempted to buy the ABS, and I just haven't yet.
The ABS is the funny thing about the ABS though. Is this is a 7-inch bait, and the ABS is way taller and way thicker profile-wise. It weighs the same, but it's just got a bigger build to it. And I know it still does good, but resin is top of its game. There's a reason why.
Interesting.
So,
you guys might see resin baits coming out of our lab at some point. Been toying with a couple things, so you guys will get first dibs on the protos.
Oh hell yeah! And then I just got the Kyle gave me throwbacks. Have you seen? You probably follow him. He has the new mini that's coming out, the Metro that's 4.5 inches.
I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, he sent me 2. Me and Ryan are gonna miss around this weekend at the Susky.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
And but this is another good one. It's big. That's the 7-inch on the bottom. Same color bait, but this is the Legend. Well, no, this is the TSG 9, which is the Legend.
I told you top 3. He's like, I think that's like his 6th one, dude.
No, it ain't.
He's like, hang on, I got a couple more. No, the glide thing for me, like I didn't have a rod to throw it on. I just bought a big enough rod this past off season to throw glides on. And I honestly, the only reason I did buy one of those Ecos, which I still haven't thrown, the clutch Ecos. Yeah, it's still in my bag, but I was at the Columbus show, and Victor was there. He had that Fish Everything booth.
Yeah.
And like we were talking, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I want a T-shirt. I'll trade you a glide for a T-shirt." And I was like, "Okay." Like, and he gave me one of his, like this one. It's I don't know what.
That's That's the I think it's a TS7. It's very good. Yeah, see, that's the one he did at the it's got that rubber tail, which I kind of
Yeah.
like. I like the rubber tail. But
Well,
yeah, man,
I had it tied on because I mean I was like I had it and I was like well, I'll just tie it on this rod. This is what I like toted that dumb rod around with me like everywhere I go. Like I'm like, well, at some point I'll just like, be like carefree enough to throw it. Cause sometimes you're just like, I get dialed into throwing certain things. Like I'm not just gonna pick that up and throw it randomly. But I was on the river, on the Muskegon River. Wasn't the trip that I invited you and Ryan to go on, but it was another one that the summer, and I'd been fishing for like 6 days or 4 days straight. So I was kind of like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna pick this up and throw it. And they'd been like not chasing after anything big. Like they'd been kind of just one of those, they wanted a real finessey bite, like Ned rig type of stuff. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna throw this around because it's real clear out, because I can
100%.
see it.
Yeah.
I first cast, dude, I threw that thing out and just like chopped it with my reel, and the 17 just came out and clobbered it. I was like, holy shit.
Dude, they don't
And dude, like I fished it for another like probably 2 hours. I'm not shitting you. It was at least every other cast I had to follow. It was like every single time I'd run that thing to the boat, I would either have one hit it, or most of the time you just have one, they'd come out, and like get behind it and they'd like look at it. And sometimes they'd like nip the back of it or, just kind of like bump it, but they wouldn't eat it. But I was like, I could see the draw. It's like it's one of those things like when I first started fishing a mag draft, it's just like something different about it. They don't, the fish are almost like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's not,
it's
I don't know what that is.
They don't, and you don't give them in this time of the year, don't give them enough time to react. Like this time of the year, I'm chopping it so fast that it's almost ignorant. Like it doesn't even make sense. Like this time of the year, they're firing so hard on it. Now I found a way this past winter. Well, remember Jason? Yeah, I think you even Shrinko in Indiana. We had I think it was in December or something. It got real bitter cold. Then we got a warm spike for like 1 week. I went out with the pink lemonade and dirty water, and I was fishing this wood, and I knew this wood was holding a little bit of heat, a little bit deeper hole, and I threw out the pink lemonade and was fishing it like a jerkbait. So I was just letting it sink. I was giving it one bump, kill it. 2 bumps, fishing it just like a jerkbait, dude. Caught like 5 fish in that hole right there. Biggest one was like cool. 19. But you really can fish these baits all year long. Anyone that thinks you can't, it's crazy. I know there's other things that are easier to catch them on, but I'm stubborn and I don't give a shit. That's why I'm not. The only reason I'm fishing tournaments this year is really because of Jason, because we do team tournaments, or I just kind of want to, you always get a chance to potentially beat them. So, and then this year it ended up being a good one.
So I know you're going to Susky, Dylan. Are you going, Jason?
I'm not. No.
Oh, dude. Have you ever been there, by the way?
I haven't. I'm eventually
going to. Oh, my God, dude.
We're
Dylan, just tell him. Just tell him he's got to.
I've been there.
You got to go,
dude. Shrinko, when me and Ryan and Andrew went, it was last year, the Susky was record low. Like, low as shit. Gin clear, and I don't even think that tournament that we went there for, I can't remember what tournament we ended up. It was the Big Bass Power Hour. I don't think they ended up having crazy numbers, but dude, we found something. I'm not gonna say where it was, but we were fishing a ledge.
I know
system.
where it was.
Okay, I've told Jason about it. It was incredible.
I'm telling you though, if you've only been once, dude, that's like. That spot you found, there's like 500 other spots.
Oh,
like
I know.
It's crazy.
it was insane. I'm watching Andrew. I'm the guy that throws glides, but I was having fun with the jerk bait. Andrew picks up his glide, a 7-inch Chad, and he throws it in there, catches one. And I throw a 7-inch in there. I catch one, comes off, and I said, you know what? I had like 3 of them. I had a 9-inch. I said, if they're this aggressive, threw a 9-inch legend in there, dude. Boom! Just watching wolf packs of them come up. And
dude, in the fall there. It's wild that they like. You guys were there because I went last fall, but I think I went.
You went the week before.
Yeah, it was like right before, and they were letting down that that fiber dam when I was there, which Jason, if you don't know, they have like a huge inflatable dam on the like top end of the. There's like West Branch and the North Branch. It's like two. I'll call them small, but they're not small. They're humongous, but they come together and they make the ginormous like main stem, which is like a mile across. Like it's so big, and you like at the very top where they come together, they dam it up in the summertime so people can put their pontoon boats and whatever. But it's inflatable. It's the world's largest inflatable dam, and it's like these concrete pillars, and then in between them there's these big bladders they inflate, and it creates a dam. Well, in the fall when they're done having their recreational thing, they let that down, and like all that water that's up there just starts to come down into the main stem. And dude, I was fishing on that dam like at just the right time. Like the engineers were literally on it. Like they're like they let air out of like sections at a time. Dude, there was so much water coming through there. Like jet boats were trying to hold, and they're getting blown out. Like it was really hard, but I had that inflatable, and dude, I just like float on top of that stuff, and I would just throw whatever, dude, munchies, mag dress. It didn't matter. In the like, I try to hit the like dam. Like I try to like get as close as I can. I just like burn it back, and you just feel like a just a tick because you're reeling it so fast, and then you just try to reel faster than the current dude you'd have a 20 on. It's crazy. And it was like cast after cast after cast, dude. It's so I'm trying to make you want to go. So.
Oh, that was you were there. That was Ryan was talking about that. That was magical for you,
dude. It was like it was crazy.
Wasn't your brother? You had your brother there with you, right?
And my brother, my dad,
he didn't have a motor though. He was in your inflatable, right? So you're just up there hammering him, and his poor ass is back there.
Yeah, even my dad had a motor, but he has a like a regular kayak, and you just couldn't hold in that current with like a regular. It would just as soon as you get just a little sideways, the keel it'd catch and turn you sideways, and then, I mean it was like. I shouldn't have been up in it, like from a safety standpoint, but like when you're catching 20-inch smallmouth, like you never really care, But it was pretty wild, man. Like, but that place is just like when we go next week, that place is like a completely. I mean, it's like the best, like, like creek you've ever fished, but it's like a mile wide. It's so shallow. There's islands, there's rocks. There's trees there, and everyone you pull up to, dude, will have fish on it.
Like, well, it's 3 different rivers in one section that you can just go side to side.
Yeah.
It literally, I mean, you're going through a little cut that's no wider than, I don't know, 5 foot wide, and then you open up to raging water, and then it gets slow again, and then you go. I mean. It's insane.
It's like going to like mangroves, like in Florida, where you like go through those little tunnels and stuff, and then but it's a river, and there's like current, and like I said, the boulder. It is. I mean, Upper Mississippi is the best river I've ever fished. Like just bar none. Like it's just insane size and numbers. But the Susky is the coolest river I've ever fished. Like, and the size isn't. Like, the biggest difference, I won't even say the size or fish population. The difference in the Susky and the Upper Mississippi is that the Suskies fish have all seen whopper ploppers. They're like,
Yeah.
they like know what's up. And there's like certain times when those fish are just like, they're pressured fish, you know, they just like don't want to eat. I mean, I saw it up there last year at the Bassmasters. Was 230 guys fishing it at once. And like by the
190
last day of
them.
the tournament, you're just like, these fish are just like, dude, like, are you kidding me? Like somebody's throwing a top wire at me 16 times today. Like,
I
so
remember watching Bailey's video of him dude just losing so many fish on a whopper plopper. Just, I mean, because there's shade everywhere there. There's always shade.
oh my God.
There's always shade, and that's all you have to find. And as you know, I haven't experienced it yet, but we're going up, which this tournament that you're going to fish is peak top water season. And grass islands are all that's going to matter.
Yeah, and it has plenty. You would like it because there's tons of, for every grass island, there's 200 ledges and boulders under the water that you can't
100%.
see. And like I mean, I've had days, especially when it's like tough out there. I probably shouldn't say this because people are going to catch on to it. But like, I just go out in the middle of the freaking, like, it doesn't look like there's anything, you know, you can just, there's current, you know, there's like, not like crazy current, but you can see some current on some surface tension on the water. And I'll just take like a crankbait and just dredge in the middle of those ledge systems, dude. And there's big fish in there too. But you know, the visual stuff is what's fun. And there's so much of it that as long as there's not 250 guys on it, you're going to have a ton of targets that aren't molested. You know, it's just so much water. But yeah, I can't wait, dude. It's like one of those, you literally couldn't design a cooler place. Like if you were going to design something for Josh Shrinko, like a Josh Shrinko Wonderland, you know, you're just like, I want to make an amusement park for Josh Shrinko. And it would be the Susky. Like hands down, that's what it would be. Like, it's so cool.
Are you guys staying? Are you doing your own place, or are you going to do a house with Drew?
I got the invite for Drew's place, but it's way too far from where I want to fish. He's staying like all the way up at the upper boundary. And I'm fishing the main stem. Like that's what I know.
Yeah.
But dude, I went up there with Jeff Little the year that I won it. The last day of practice, I already knew what I was doing for the tournament, and Jeff and like Timmy Dixon and I can't remember, there's a couple other, I'm gonna kick myself for not thinking about who went with us that day, but we went up there and just like fished in that, like out of bounds. It was like above the boundary of where you could fish the Bassmaster. Dude, I freaking torched them up there. So I wouldn't surprise me one bit if people do well up in that North Branch where, you know, the Bloomsburg is, you know, and those fish are probably a lot less pressure too. So, you know, just depends on if you like fishing a little bit smaller water that feels more like manageable, that's, you know, the North or the West Branch is probably going to be more up your alley. If you want to fish, I mean, the first time I got on that river ever, it was in 2018. I was on the Wilderness Systems team, and they had like a Juan Varut. I don't know if you guys know him. He was like Jeff Little's buddy.
Yeah.
He guided on there. He like hosted this Wilderness Systems like get together. We camped or whatever. And like I got there in like just timing. I got there in like 5:00 in the evening, and I'm well, fuck it, I'm fishing. Everybody's gone. I don't know where they're at. I'm like, I'm just gonna go put my boat on the water. And I remember putting my kayak on the water, and I was like, holy shit, dude, this place is humongous. I just didn't know what to do. And I just started paddling out there. I was like, well, this looks good. So they're throwing at it, and it is like a sensory overload at that place. Like you want to fish everything.
It's the first place I put in at was by Rockproof, you know, over there, and it was by that big that train bridge right there.
Yeah.
That's super cool area. Very
Sick.
cool. But god damn, dude, I was intimidated as hell. Ryan's like, we're going way over here. And I'm like, what? Where are we going? Like, it's already like, I think we had 2 hours of light left. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to ruin my motor on the first day. You know what I mean? Because it was, but yeah, it's incredible. So
yeah, and there's plenty of stuff to hit, dude. I've taken a jet boat on it multiple times. It is not. You don't want to cut your teeth on the jet boat on that river, dude. It's like it's got the kind of rocks that won't just like dent. It'll rip your entire hole open. Like that's the kind of rocks because they're essentially the mountains. Like the veins of the mountains run down into the river, and so they create these huge. People call them ledges. I think of ledges more like in a lake, where it's like just a drop off. These are ledges, but they're like stair step ledges, and they're like barely below the water. So you'll see like a line. You'll see like a line across the river. Like you can literally, if you look, it almost looks like something's not right. Like there's just like a line, like a straight line across the river, but all that is that it's that mountain rock that runs down and meets the river bottom, and it creates it's essentially a low head dam under the water. I mean, that's what it is.
Racetrack.
Yeah, but imagine hitting one of those facing the opposite direction.
Gosh,
doesn't feel good. Yeah, Van Tyne said a 9-foot hole behind it, and and they'll like obviously they're not level, so you'll have some that like stick up out of the water, and other ones, and then there's like gaps in between them where they'll be. It's really cool, man. There's one spot I remember going, and it's like downstream of Mahantango, which is a cool area, but there's like this ledge system just downstream from the ramp, and it literally is like you will go off of a ledge, like you'll go like in between where like there's a 2 ledge and you drop down, and it's literally like you'll like drop down and you'll be like fish the next staircase, and like the whole way across is like one level, and then you go and find another gap, and then you drop down and you fish that staircase, and like you just keep going down. There's like 20 of them, and instead of the like a riffle that back home where it just like gradually goes down, this is like it's got like stair steps, and there's like little pools on the stair steps, and you'll like catch fish in the little. It's so cool, dude. I mean, it's like it's one of the
that's cool. Their main river is super cool, dude. The creeks though, God, those creeks are wicked cool too. It's crazy how you can go from the main stem and just be mind blown. Like first day we fished the main stem, second day, and then we decided to go to a creek the next day, and I was like, holy shit, this place, it's just wild. All the ledges, all, like you said, the stair step stuff for just a small creek. That's probably, I would say the Juniata,
Juniata, I think so.
Juniata is probably a little bit smaller than the GMR. It's where we were fishing, it's a little bit smaller.
I didn't feel like the GMR. You must have been fishing it in a small place. The Juniata in places is like
I've seen the video. I've seen the videos of where you guys are running with Randy and stuff, and you guys remember all the old video. Yeah, it's very big right there. But we were down towards.
Yeah, you're down towards the mouth. I know. The Juniata too. It has the same. It doesn't have as many, but it has ledge systems, obviously, that you can fish. But
you couldn't even run a jet boat up there at this time.
No, that area where you were at, there's like places those guys can't get past. But it has like that eelgrass is like in the summertime, dude. It's like choked with eelgrass. There's eelgrass everywhere in that river.
It was.
It
was
it's
bad.
Cool.
We tried to get up at first, and Ryan's like, I don't know how this is going to work because that eelgrass was it was so shallow to begin with, and we got up it, but yeah, I was a little worried. I was like, I don't think we're going to be able to really, this is going to choke us out, you know. But what was crazy about that eelgrass, as we're getting in where we are, you're just watching smallmouth. I mean, the population of them is absurd. Normally,
Well,
when
and
you
it
go in
pisses you
our,
off too. 'Cause you're just
it
like,
does. When you go in
I
our
just ran
river,
over 320s. Like, really?
yeah, when you go in our river and you stand up and you look, you're spooking carp. You see, you know, catfish and stuff. You rarely get to see in our river spooking smallmouth. The only time you really spook smallmouth is, Jason, when it's so muddy and we get up next to the reeds and you got 18-inch fish trying to fucking knock you out, just like Asian carp. Dude, they just beeline out of the reeds.
Yeah, it's a crazy place, man. There was one time that I was floating the Juniata, and it was like at the very end of our float. I was doing like a downstream float, and I was like tired. Yeah, it was, you know, been a long trip, and I kind of like snoozed off in my kayak seat because I was just like in the middle of the river. I just like leaned back, and I was like, you know, and then I like, after probably 10 minutes or so, I was like, all right, you know, stretch. And I was like, stood up. there was a school of smallmouth that like apparently took shade under my kayak. This is how ridiculous it is. I stood up and I look under my kayak. There's like 5 18-inch fish just like swimming under my kayak under the shade. I was like, oh my God. Like, it's the absurdity of that place, dude. Just like,
well, they're not scared of people, man. They just can't be, especially the recent years that it's been, how pressured it's been. I mean, it's crazy there. I'm excited to go back. I might be back next weekend with you. Ryan told me, he said, I want to see how it goes this weekend, and we might have to go back and fish the team event and do that, because but I got to talk to the old lady. If I do good in that tournament, same as you're gonna have to go to the Allegheny.
yes, that's the I'm getting sucked in. Drew does that on purpose. He's like,
I know. He told me, he said, he broke down the Angler of the Year points. He's like, okay, Dylan, you realize that this is not just you get 99 points, or you get 100, he gets 99. Right. He said, you won by 4 inches, which, by the way, I beat you. And
oh, okay, thanks.
I'm joking. You got 100 inches, but I remember in the video you were like, I obliterated the competition.
I did
You're
say
like,
that. Yeah,
I obliterated. And I was like, I beat him by 4 inches. And but anyways, what is it? I told the old lady, I was like, yeah, if I go fish this and I do good in this, I just got to fish another one and I could win Angler of the Year. And she's just like, and then I got to tell her how much money it is. And then it gets it going, yeah. You know, she's like,
he's giving away like an overlanding trailer for the Angler of the Year.
Yeah, so dude, it's sick. It's super sick.
We'll see. I mean, you know, it's like you get, I guarantee you this, I'm going to do just well enough that I'll like think that I have to go to this third one.
Exactly. Because I'll tell you this, the guy that's in the lead, what's his name? Adam
Coleman. Yeah.
Coleman. He's a great fisherman, but I don't, the final, he's a lake guy. You know what I mean? From what I've seen, he's a lake guy. In this last tournament, he has to fish because he didn't fish the last one, and he probably won't fish the Susky. So I don't know what lakes are in effect in the. Are they just doing the river at the Allegheny?
There's lakes in play. I think he's actually local to the Allegheny. So
he is.
Yeah, because he was on the like preview podcast I was watching. So he said something about I'll just have to go win it. Like, you know, like that's his plan. I've been on the Allegheny one time. And it was on my way home from the Susky, and I like pulled over. I was like, "Ooh, this looks good," and like I threw a buzzbait for like 10 minutes, and I got one blow up, and then I left. So I don't know anything about it other than that. It looks cool, you know.
There's a guy that I follow on Instagram. He guides out there. I can't remember his No, he fishes in the is it the Yak River or
You're talking about Smallies on the Yo.
on the Yo? Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
I
mind.
know you're talking
He
about.
Yeah.
Well, either way, Jason, we need to get you out there, bud.
Oh, I'll eventually get out there.
Yeah, I would recommend it. I mean, the fall's cool. The fall is like, man, it's hard to say. Pre-spawn's really fun, but the thing about pre-spawn is you lose the magic, and fall really. You don't have the grass islands just don't play because those fish are just have moved out of those areas, and they're. I mean, you can catch them some in the pre-spawn, but like summertime is like the coolest time to go there. I think it's just like it's the river comes alive. There's like it shows you how many fish are there, and those fish are straight nasty hitting top water, dude. They just like
I can't wait for the shotgun
oh
blast.
my god, dude. Yeah.
It's
It's like they like scare the shit out of you. You're just like, oh my god, when they hit.
you better bring seriously. Jason has seen it. You got to bring a crawler with you next week. You got to go get one, order one before NZ crawler 3 ounces, full size.
I'm not throwing a 3. I'm not throwing a 3 ounce
Shrinko, I'm telling you, dude. He's the same way. He won't order the 3 ounce
boys,
one.
I plan on winning out on this little guy right here.
Jeez. But I'm talking low light. Like it's gonna be, just wait, because you've never camped out on the islands of the Sussex.
No, but that would be sick though.
So that's what we're doing. We're staying. We're gonna stay at an Airbnb. It's me, Ryan, Chris is going with us, his brother, which is awesome. And then
sick.
Matt Warpin, our buddy that local around here. So we're staying at an Airbnb and then camping 2 days, Friday and Saturday on islands.
That's sick, dude. Yeah.
So there's gonna be
that'll be awesome.
There's going to be a treble in someone's finger late night. Hopefully not. But it's going to be chaos.
Well, we're like an hour, 12 minutes. So I probably should cut this off. My wife's probably like sitting up in bed wondering where I'm at. So you guys have anything else before we go? Jason, you want to plug anything? Anything you got going on? Anything to say?
Well, I do have a question, but we can get to that later about the bait, about your bait there, because
go ahead. I got time for a question. Go ahead.
I've caught a lot of fish on it the last 3 weeks, but I still don't think I'm getting it rigged right because I'm spinning on me.
Okay. You doing the no-suck version?
Yeah, I've hooked it, up and through the eyes, and I've moved the weight around on the baits, and I still haven't figured out how to not to spin on me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just working too fast.
I honestly, so I experienced the same thing, especially when I first started fishing it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple things that I do. One, yes, slow down. That helps. Like I don't fish that thing like I don't burn it like really ever. It's just not the way I fish those. I'm more of like I bump it a couple times and then I just let it sink.
Okay.
Yeah. And what happens, I think, if you work it too fast is, it darts, and then once it gets up on its side like that, then it just wants to, that's when it like wants to corkscrew. Whereas if you stop it, it centers that belly back down and with the weight in it. So that could be it. The other thing, if you watch me fishing, I couldn't even tell you that I do this. The only reason I know is because I had some drone footage of me using it, and I was like, somebody said like, "Oh, do you fish it like that?" But I jerk up. I don't know if you do that or not.
No, I was.
Yeah, I normally.
Yeah. If you try to drive it down, it does want to go on its side more. So I'll throw it down, I'll let it sink, and then I pop it up, and
Okay.
it pulls that nose straight instead of wanting to like
You hook it up to
drive
the chin?
it down.
To the
What's
chin?
that?
To the chin?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm fishing the nose hook version most of the time, and I'm hooking it sideways. So I'm hooking it left to right.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Jason. Are you hooking it, sideways along the eyes,
I
like
hook it
Well,
like
vertical,
I've done it both
or
ways.
horizontal?
The
There you go.
chin, and through the eyes.
it's
And
definitely a bait. I feel like that some people would get frustrated with because it's not. You have swim baits like that where like it's like a noob type of swim bait where like anybody can just pick it up and throw it and it's going to swim right and doesn't matter what you do, it's going to look right. And then you have other ones just like, yeah, if you fish it too fast or if you fish it on the wrong line, it's just not going to do quite right. And that's I feel like this bait is a little more intricate like that. So what I'm saying, Jason, is that you suck and you don't know
Yeah,
how to
I was
fish
about.
it.
Hold on, no. Listen to this. So when we went to the Susky, Shrinko sent me and Ryan some, and I'm using it. He doesn't tell. He just sends me a package. Doesn't tell me how to do anything with it. And so I'm hooking it through the bottom and definitely going, how you do through the eye.
yeah.
Vertical or horizontal is better. But anyways, I was doing it through the chin. And then then the weight, he didn't tell me where to put the weight. So I'm jamming the weight in the top of it. I put it in the top, not the belly. Hey, it didn't,
It turns upside down.
dude, it didn't matter at the Susky. I caught
Yeah.
fish on it. We caught fish on it. And then later on I think it was later on that trip, you were like, hey, yeah, you put the weight in the bottom. I was like, oh, fucking great to know. Yes.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to. I would say that's probably a couple things though, like work it rod tip up and work it a little bit slower, let it fall because that's where I think I get a lot of my strikes is like on the fall.
Mm.
That's like it's just how I have it, That's
Well,
how I fish it. So
I thought I had my
yeah.
camera on the other day, and I told Dylan I was going to do this. I did have it on, but it ended up dying on me. I was at the pipe, Dylan, and I mean, raped him. I caught a 19 and a quarter at 17, and I don't know, 10 or 12, 15, 15 and a half, and this was like all in 15 minutes.
and that you can't really throw the bait wrong there because it's so you could throw it any way you want to.
Yeah. It's I mean I will say I have caught more 20-inch smallmouth per cast than any bait I've ever used. But I've also committed to anytime you design something, you prototype it, I'm like my balls deep in it, dude. I'm not, it's like I'll throw it when I shouldn't throw it just because I'm like, hey, I want to see how it does in this scenario or whatever. And it honestly, that's why I was throwing it when I caught that fish on the upper Mississippi. It was shitty conditions for it. It was muddy. Like I otherwise I wouldn't have thrown it, but I was like, well, I got a drone on me. I might as well throw this bait. I'm not catching fish anyways. And then, of course I had one just T-bone it. I also threw it for like an hour after that and didn't get a single bite. So take that for what you will. That was a chatterbait day, dude. They wanted a chatterbait.
I'm gonna throw the belly. I'm gonna throw the belly slot one this week, and I got the what color did you do? The strawberry. I got strawberry lemonade one, and I'm gonna give it a shot this week because I've kept it in the pack. I was like, I want to keep that one.
I have 65 packs of these. We're gonna drop all bone. So I've been pouring bone. I've been boning my little heart out, dude.
I need the bone. I need the bone. The bone looks that matte finish on it, dude. Just looks killer.
Yeah, that's what I honestly, my personal stash has been like 90% bone just because I'm not a huge like color guy. Like I'm like either I'm a light or dark type of guy, I'm like I want something that looks like a bait fish or show up in muddy water. That's like my two things. And if it's real clear, I'll go like a translucent, type of.
I'm still
like,
waiting for green pumpkin shad.
I did green pumpkin for you, by
Green
the
pumpkin
way.
shad.
Well, you didn't say
green-
that. You said green pumpkin.
Shad.
Okay, all right.
Just
well,
look
I
at
did
the-
an
look at the
entire run
jackhammer.
of colors for you, Jason. It wasn't even what you wanted. Well,
I think
I tell you
I think
what,
our-
you send me what you want that to look like. I'll do a run of them and I'll name them after you. So
just do the green pumpkin shad haze dome. Look at that.
okay, I
Hey.
actually have some of those.
Yeah.
So
Damn, I better get my name on IU then, you son of a bitch. I sent that color in.
You did. Yeah, you
is
guys did
Matt-
a good job of helping
is-
me come up with some colors for sure.
I think Magner's in Ohio right now. I hadn't seen
Is
in
he?
the comments. Yeah, I think he was. Well, he said he had a job. He was working here because he was trying to link up with me and Ryan to go out. See if we could fish or get dinner. I just seen him down there.
Yeah, he came to the shop a while ago when he was in Indy. So, but yeah, well, it was good talking with you guys. Thanks for Dylan. You got anything, man? Any shout outs or anything?
No, I appreciate you having me on. It's
Yeah, man,
congratulations on your win, man.
Yes, same to you guys.
The century belt is I'll never touch it.
Right here, baby.
You fucking dude. So originally before I told Jason this, I said, okay, if Shrinko doesn't win this tournament, I want to do a challenge with Shrinko. Blue trophy for blue trophy. And I'm talking about your Bassmaster trophy and mine.
You're not getting that.
I said we'll fish a spot on his river, and then we'll fish a spot on my river, and then we'll see who wins that. And then you went and won this, so you're one up on me. I can't talk.
I got
shit.
2 blue trophies. Yeah.
Josh Ohio anyways, Dylan.
Well, I literally haven't caught an Ohio smallmouth, so I'm due to I'm waiting for the right time when I can go out there and I spend a couple days.
Come up,
yeah.
fall, dude. It's a short.
I'm gonna wait for a good window where I'm not rushed and I'm just coming out there for an afternoon. I want to hang out with you guys and do a little Ohio River smallmouthing. So, but yeah, and if you guys will be, we were talking about this earlier, but we are going to be at the Classic. Chican's going to the Classic Expo, so we'll have a booth
that one's
there.
in Tennessee next year, right?
Knoxville, yeah.
So yeah,
close.
We're gonna be there. Ryan already talked about bringing the kayaks down there and fishing and shit. So we're gonna be there.
I'm definitely fishing while we're there. There's no doubt about that. Because I
usually
go to those expos and yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll probably bring it. I'll just launch right before the Classic takes off and just you'll see him get a free PR. Just see the wet boy mobile just go right out in front of the cameras.
Shit.
Well, you guys have it. Thanks for coming on. It's great to talk to you guys. And Dylan, we'll definitely figure out a way to get together, maybe do dinner one night or something when you guys are out there. So
heck yeah.
So, but yeah, good luck the rest of the season, guys. And I got to get a free the fighter from both of you.
All right, you ready? Free the fighter.
That was such a horrible free the fighter.
Hold on, what?
Go ahead. You got it. You want to do it together?
Right, Jason, 1, 2, 3. Free the fighter.
I like it, dude. Peace out, boys.
All right, see you, boys.